Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris Man, and as always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. Today I'm going to entitle this video, I guess maybe The Real, for some reason. Because I'm going to talk about some various things, and knowledge is just king. I mean, the more you know, the better off you are. And I was taught that as a small child, and I honestly, truly believe that. And I try my best on my channel to pass on knowledge, if not anything else, just to have some viewers walk away saying, man, thanks for giving me that enlightenment on that because I didn't know, you know. So I try my best to do that. And I'm going to talk about some things that might at the initially seems insignificant, but when you put it all together, it makes sense and it's very significant. I remember, because like I said, I've been playing professionally for about my 20s. And even though I was good enough to do what I did professionally, for a long period of time, I just felt I wasn't quote unquote there. And I remember watching a segment in this movie and the light bulb went off. I'm like, that's the stage or that's where I want to be. One of the Back to the Future movies, actually was the very first one, with Michael J. Fox playing McFly. I forgot his first name. But anyway, it was a scene where he was, went back into the future, into the past. Was it Ernie McFly? Marty McFly. And he went back and he was playing with Chuck Berry's cousin. And he was on stage because he was watching, keeping an eye on his father during that era and his mother, who were trying to get together, and they supposed to kiss at this particular dance, and they fell in love, got married, had him and his sister. So in order to keep that future to, that past to exist or the future to exist, he had to go back and undo what he did because he threw off the storyline or the timeline for that to happen. But I'm not about to get into that movie. The reason why, sorry about that. The reason why I mentioned that because of the scene in the movie where he was playing guitar because he was sitting in because the guitar player cut his hand. And Marty stepped in because, again, let me just get away from the story of the movie. But the point is, I was watching him just sitting there playing. And he was like looking in the audience for watching his mother and father. And he was just playing. And I'm like, you want to get to that stage where you can play and not so much focus that much on what you're doing because you know what you're doing. And I'm like, if I could get to that stage, I would die a happy man. And many years ago, I got to that stage where, I can sit down and just play songs all day long. If I got the sheet music, boom, and chart it out, boom. And what I'm trying to do, with my DVDs, 6 of them, almost 6 hours, $35 and $45 outside of the United States, and probably a little more if you're somewhere further than the UK, is to put this knowledge of playing guitar into everybody's hand who's serious about playing. And I do stress that part about being serious, because if you're not serious, don't even contact me. So that's the reason why I do what I do, because when I first started my channel, I basically was just showing a couple of songs that I knew the chords to off the top of my head, and I had like 30 or 40. I'm like, okay, by the time I get to 45, I'm going to be able to stop because this is all I know. But I didn't know at that point how much I knew until what I knew was being tested, because I'm writing down this stuff. I'm like, okay, I can play that, so I can post the chords and give it to the people out there. And they just continued and continued and continued. I'm thinking again it was going to stop at like 40 videos, 4,000 videos later, still going strong. Anything out there that I can get my ears on, I can play it. If I don't have the sheet music, I can still play because my ear is just that good. And what I'm trying to do again is to put this information into everybody's hand at this affordable price, because most guitar lessons now is like $60 for 30 minutes or an hour, and that's per week, 4 days a week. That's $240. That's a car note. It's ridiculous. But I can give you something for $35, and the stuff that I give you in these DVDs, which actually will hold you to become a very good guitar player. There's really won't be a need to have a DVD number 6 or 7 unless it's just supplementary stuff. But if you just stopped at the 6 that I'm giving you, you're good. You'll be able to play just about anything you want to. As you see on my videos, where I cover everything. I'm doing Johnny Cash, I'm doing Tupac, I'm doing show tunes, I'm doing everything. I don't just limit myself to R&B. but it's really important that I do this because at some point in time it's going to stop, and I want to get this out to you guys as soon as I can and as much as I can because this is my prediction. And usually when I give predictions, they're pretty close. I mean, because I give you a good example. When I was first dating my wife, the movie Boys in the Hood came out. And she wanted to see it like everybody else in their neighborhood. I'm like, I can't see that movie because I can't participate, or should I say fund violence, because the TV or the media has a very strong influence on young people. And she couldn't understand that for the moment. But then a week later, the first time this had ever happened in history, going to the movies, a couple of fools brought guns to the theater and started shooting. And I'm like, this is why. That's why I can't promote, or should I say contribute, which is still not the right word, paying my money or promote, this kind of stuff, these kind of movies. Because I'm like, I want to see a black movie or the black version of The Secret of My Success that Michael J. Fox did. I'm like, I want to see those kind of movies for young black folks instead of head tilted, I'm shooting my gun sideways nonsense and I'm killing people. I'm like, I don't want to see that. I can see that for free if I go down to a bad neighborhood. But getting back to my prediction is this, and it's not a good prediction. If R&B music continues on the path that it's going, in 20 years, half the people in the industry won't be able to read music or play. I mean, really actually play. They're going to rely on going into the computer and cutting and pasting and moving stuff. Because, I asked you this question. When was the very last time you heard a rock band use auto-tune? Was the last time a rock band used a drum machine? Was the last time that you know of, which you probably wouldn't know of, that they did cutting and pasting in the studio? If a guy did a solo, if he messed up, he just cut and pasted and called it a day instead of the old-fashioned way. I messed up, let me start over and play it straight through without any cuts and pastes or anything of that nature. And only our music has been affected by that because, again, our white counterparts still rocking out. Still using drummers, still using guitar players, still singing, no computerized, and I'm piecing this together after I put it together, even though it ain't right, I can cut it up and fix it in the mix nonsense. And that's the route that, unfortunately R&B music is going. And I'm like, my I guess, agenda, again, lack of a better word, and intentions, I guess, is to try to educate as many guys and girls that want to do R&B music, where they know what they're doing, they're playing and they know what they're playing. Because I see this sometimes, and I'm not trying to knock anybody or anything of that nature, but sometimes it's like you're doing more bad than good. I see some guys on the internet, young guys, and they call themselves doing tutorials, and they can't play. They showing you stuff, and they're like, I don't know the name of this chord, but you put your fingers there, put your fingers there. The blind leading the blind, and you don't want to start off with bad habits, regardless of what you do, because it's going to take a long time to undo that. That's why I'm not the keyboard player that I wish I could be, because I've been playing piano as long as guitar, but for some reason it's not sticking as far as the traditional way of playing, because I didn't start off playing traditionally. So it's kind of hard for my brain to undo all those years of doing it wrong to try to fix it. I'm at the stage in my life where, I'm never going to become as good a piano player as I'm a guitar player. I'm okay with that. I wish that it wasn't that way, but that's the realization, So the point is, get started and do it right the first time, as opposed to you spend years of dabbling. Nobody can tell you that you're not doing it right and you need to go get formal lessons. You ain't trying to hear that. And 5 years later, you're still kind of doing some stuff that, it's not really working, and it's not going to make you a better guitar player or instrumentalist or musician, period, whether it's guitar or piano. So again, the purpose of this video is just kind of to stress that if you guys have not purchased the DVDs, and this is not a sales pitch, it's just basically saying, I want you guys to do it right. You see how I do it, and I'm doing it right. I got probably more videos with diversity in music than anybody on YouTube, and that's a big claim, as we speak, and it's flattering, but it's like a lot of people were bootlegging Tyler Perry's plays. And Tyler Perry did something to me that was really ingenious, because it's like, why didn't anybody else think about doing this? Why it took this long for somebody like the light bulb went off. He had the foresight to put his plays on videotape. Because most people, especially black people in certain neighborhoods, or just people with low income jobs or living, that they can't afford to go to a play, because most plays will set you back about $150 for two people to play, the theater, I mean the food, getting there, the parking. Most of us can't afford that. So Tyler Perry said, I'm gonna make it affordable to you. I'm gonna put it on DVD so you can sit down in the comfort of your own home and watch these wonderful plays. And that's how he took off. And he took off initially because people were bootlegging them before they were really being, sold, and the masses got wind of it. Somebody started bootlegging. And I was informed recently that my stuff is being bootlegged in Russia. So I'm like, I'm pretty flattered by that I'm being seen in a country that I would unfortunately never be able to go to. So I'm like, I look at it as a compliment, and I'm like, well, hey, if just as long as we get the word out, or the fact that it's important to learn the right way, because my lessons are very easy to pick up on, because that's the complaint that most people have. It's like, man, I don't understand this, and after struggling with this for a couple of weeks, you give up. And I was one of the ones that I gave up too, because I was giving stuff that I'm like, this makes no sense to me. Why is this necessary for me to learn this when I just want to do this? So after an entire year of people asking me, please put something together for us, because I'm like, I'm not a teacher. Do it anyway, because, I think that you can do it. And I sat down one night and I said, you know what? I think I can do it. So I spent like 3 months kind of doing my research and trying to figure out how am I going to map this out before I even start. Because I'm like, I want it to be where once you watch my videos, even if you know nothing about guitar, it makes sense to you. So after 3 months of research and preparing, I started to put together these series of DVDs. And a lot of people said, man, I learned so much from you within a week than I learned from my music teacher in 6 months. And I done paid this guy over $1,000 already. And the only thing I had to pay you was $30 or $35. So, I stress that this is important, that you guys, if you're really serious about your playing, invest $35, and at $35, I guarantee that you'll be able to pick up, what you need to do, providing that you practice, because it's not going to be a thing that you get the DVDs, sit them on the counter, and like, I ain't learned nothing. No, you got to practice. That's one thing about music. It forces you to become disciplined. And that discipline helps you in other aspects of your life, because when I first started working, nobody had to tell me twice, because my dad told me, when you start working, be there on time. Don't make no excuses and be there. It's like a good example. If you're working in a place where it's retail and you're supposed to start at 9:30, you're supposed to be on the sales floor at 9:30, not walking in the door at 9:30. It's a big difference. People notice and watch you and observe you, and they can determine a lot from your actions, the kind of person that you are. So one thing about music, if you stick to it, it makes you disciplined, and you can take that discipline and apply it in other aspects of your life. So, I'm going to sign off now, but if you guys are interested, just send me a comment down here. Let me know that you're interested in purchasing the DVDs. You get 6 of them, close to 6.5 hours, and me walking you through what you need to know and not what you don't need to know. So leave me a comment, and I will send you my PayPal information. And then once I receive your payments, your DVDs go out the very next day. I don't drag feet on getting your stuff out, or I got busy, I forgot. None of that nonsense. When it comes to business, you handle your business. Because here's another quick story regarding handling the business. But you know what? I've already shared that story. There's no need to, the point is, when it comes to business, handle the business. Don't make excuses. Don't have the people that pay you to have to call you or contact you, say, hey, where's my stuff? Because the post office is pretty good about getting out the DVDs. Usually within 5 to 7 days. No later than 7 days, you'll get your DVDs. If for some reason, some strange reason, you haven't gotten them by then, email me and I'll look into it. And if, it's something that the post office issue, I will quickly send you out another package, DVD package. So until next time, thanks for watching. As always, I thank you guys for your support of my channel. Take care.